that, Sam. Sorry to put it to that. Cool.
You, Sam, again.
Sorry. I was just following the script.
I was saying to Con, we were having a joke with Con the other day. I said, you do something like that, and people will say, "Who the hell is that?" We may be known with our own sort of group, but outside our group, out of the 8,000 members of I Love Langland, there's probably only about 500 who actually, or less than that, who know who you are.
But do we give a fuck? Do we give a fuck?
One bit of differ, he thinks everybody knows who he is.
How many views you get, Con?
Average, I would say about 100, 120.
Oh, that's pretty good.
More sometimes. It all depends how I put it out. And if everybody shared it, then it would be even better, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to, I haven't bunged in yet, but I'm going to bung it and then share.
Yeah, just share it out, in public, so then more people can get to listen to our wise and stupid sayings.
Yeah, I mean, I never aware, but it's only now and then if I come across somebody and I reference, you ought to look at that and this, that, and the other. And it's only on a couple of occasions somebody has said to me without me giving them any kind of prompt, "Oh, yeah, I see you sometimes on that Silver Surface thing." I think, "Oh, you actually watch it." So,
People do, We got fans.
I think when they're doing their ironing or something like that.
Yeah. So they don't fall asleep.
On in the background somewhere.
In the background, yeah.
I think the viewing content goes up when Biscuit's on, to be honest.
Yeah, he is a bit of clickbait, isn't he, Biscuit?
Yeah.
Got a fan following, is he?
Yeah. We have to call him Clickbait Escobar Crawford.
I only heard that term this afternoon. I was
clickbait?
Yeah, I was just relating something I'd seen online, and I explained it to a friend, and I said, "Oh, look at that!" I said that this post has come up from when Kim and I were in the Chateau in France. Escape to the Chateau. It says every couple of years, this is where you were, and so I said, "Oh yeah, a week or two, they made an announcement. Dick and Angel and the kids are leaving the Chateau," and you think, "Wow, why are they leaving this successful business and whatever?" And of course, you read down the story then. Oh no, they're not leaving the Chateau. They're going to Australia and New Zealand to tour the whole concept, like they've done in this country for the last couple of years, in between lockdown and that. And then this, sort of friend relative said to me, "Oh yes, clickbait." I said, "Oh, yeah, they do it. They put a little headline to grab you in, and then you read down the rest of it,
Yeah. I gotta find something to show you. I'll show you clickbait.
The old film trailers, is it?
Yeah.
Film trailer. With the film trailers, I used to shout up and say, "Stop! I want to see the film. I want to see all those bits in the film context. Don't you have any faith in your product that I'm going to watch it?" It's like the whole thing with the soaps, isn't it? They what they call it now? What's the word? But they tell you the things that are going to happen in tomorrow night's soap.
I don't watch any soap.
Jesus, that's it, yeah.
I did used to love the soap that was called Soap. Do you remember that, the American
vaguely.
one? Yeah.
I remember there was one.
I forget, there was a saying that they always said. I can't remember, it'll come to me in a minute now.
But there was a quiz question came up the other night in the Beaufort, and it was to do with which Australian TV soap recently had its final 9,000th episode. And I was vaguely aware of the Neighbours thing, but also it recently Olivia Newton-John had just passed away, and I thought, oh yeah, she was in that, wasn't she? But of course, I'm thinking, no, that was Kylie Minogue. It's the wrong one. And there was another one. Was it Home and Away? Was the two Australian soaps?
Well, I don't, do you? I think you said you listen to Channel 4, don't you, Sam?
Radio 4.
Radio 4. Do you listen to the what's the soap on there? The
Archers.
Archers. Well, I don't listen to it, but sometimes it's on. When if I'm in the shed, tea time, and at 7 o'clock, on comes the Archers, and I don't actually go, oh, I wonder what's happening, but it's sort of on.
It doesn't really matter, does it? Because I don't follow it, but I listen to it,
Right.
And in 3 months' time or 3 weeks, you think, oh, what happened to him? And then you think about it, and it's not like a TV show where you want to watch the next one.
Yeah,
So
but am I right in thinking, is it sort of set in the West Country? Because the accents are a bit ooh-are.
No, it's set just technically it's just outside Birmingham.
Well, the accent.
It's sort of south of Birmingham. It's supposed to be.
Well, it's not all right, although bits of it.
No, it's not. It's more Worcestershire.
Yeah. Yeah. Thinking man's Midlands.
Anyway, it came on today when I don't know what I was doing, something upstairs, and I pressed the button and it came on.
Yeah.
And I was quite amazed that the main character in there was Toya.
Yeah, she appears.
Toya?
I heard that bit. Didn't sound like her, mind.
What do you mean, an ongoing main character, or she?
No, she just turned up with some fate or something.
I don't know. She was there and she was talking or doing something. I don't know what she was doing, but I didn't really listen. But
yeah, she's got quite a distinctive voice because she's got a lisp, hasn't she?
Yeah, I know. But this person who
didn't sound like, to be honest,
didn't sound like her at all.
No, but
so I don't know when I should have.
I just thought it's changing times. And from when I remember the Archers, it was nothing like that. It was all about farm animals and milking.
Well, it was in those days, yeah.
Well, they still got the same sound effects. There's a horse coming along, so they had a couple of coconut shells and. Who's that out of the door?
Yeah, I think they just gone.
Yeah.
These are the more common uses, but there's another which is becoming increasingly popular. Hold the coconuts thus, then with a clapping motion bring them together and apart, together and apart, together and apart, together and apart. Once you become more confident, you may wish to delegate this task to a partner or young friend, leaving you free to concentrate on achieving the authenticity of full equine motion. Mr. Johnson, would you come in, please? Thank you.
Granddaughter, she's actually was doing it. No, she says, Grandpa, it's like this. And she did a way of doing the horse's sound, the clippity-cloppity, whatever. Yeah. But with all the soaps and all those programs, it's a bit of a catch-22. They have to include things that are going on in this world and in maybe some people's lives as well. So, and hence the murders, and controversial stuff. What have I got,
3 years ago today.
I know, that's what I showed you earlier. Yeah, Kim's just showed me that. Give me the clip, Kim. Your phone. This is what came up on mine, and it came up on Kim's as well. Can you focus?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was us at the Chateau with Dick and Angel, and it came up on Kim's. And I said to her this morning, it came up on mine, and that was the one I did a bit of a repost on. I said, lucky we got there before the Chateau shut up shop for a while.
So, sorry, have they shut up shop then? I don't
No, I think it was clickbait.
Association with clickbait.
That's a good word. Sam, what does that mean?
I don't know. That's one. It's like the click track where you have that stars on 45. No, that's a clap track.
Yeah. Obviously a crap track.
or a crap track.
It's
Yeah.
Do you remember that period? Must have been about 1980, Stars on 45, where they had this, somebody had the idea, and they were a couple of guys, a bit like Stock Aitken and Waterman, and they did everything. There was a Bee Gees mix, Beatles mix, and they mixed all the songs together to this one, tap, tap, and brought all the songs in. But in the end, they sounded awful. But it was bit bums on seats, tick the boxes, did the job.
Didn't they give them away in newspapers or something?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Yeah. But that was the Chateau, was the fact that the thing came up, a little post about, I get mail from them, and it was that they were leaving the Chateau, and their kids going with them. It didn't sort of say then the follow on of, oh, somebody else is going to run the business there for them while they're not there. It then went to say, oh yeah, because they're off to Australia and New Zealand, obviously to capitalize on the fact that the TV show is really big down there as well. So they go on tour. They did it in this country about 2 years ago. They go on tour like a comedian, plays theaters, whatever, and the two of them with their kids, they come on stage and they talk about the show and their journey and everything. And Chateauaholics, sort of actually, turn up. I mean, we were lucky. I got in really early and I got us a special where we went out there and met them before it went huge, But I mean, a lot of people are not able to do that. So being able to see people you admire and listen to them doing a talk about stuff, it's okay. So if they're doing it in New Zealand and Australia, it's reasonable bucks, filling a theatre, that's sort of, 20, 30 quid a pop, merchandise to go with it. So they can afford to, in theory, shut the Chateau for a couple of months and, do it.
Cracking program. I do enjoy it, I must admit.
Oh, yeah. And even sometimes it's good watching the reruns. And you think, oh, yeah, I remember this one where he had an idea to... Because the concept is quite... When they took it on themselves, because he is quite... he's quite clever at figuring things out, military mind and that. But also, he'd done a couple of media things prior to that, where he did some TV shows. So he maybe got the TV company interested. So it was a double whammy thing where the TV company were paying for them to do the restorations and filming them do the restorations. And then it kind of went round in a circle. So them doing the restorations is the product, so
There must have had a bit of money behind them, though, because
Sam,
I think he's pretty well off.
Sam,
yeah.
I'm just gonna come up and show you something now, okay?
Yeah.
And this is called clickbait, okay?
Right.
Share. Oh, yeah. Share. Okay, hang on. Where are we now? Here we are. Right. This is clickbait. Right. Langler Surfers. Blah blah blah. It's 100 set part 2. But here, look, because we were talking about transgender, okay? But we were talking about politicians as well, and we were talking about T-shirts for sale. But if you read the three of them together, 100 transgender politicians, T-shirts for sale.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's clickbait sort of thing.
That's the whole thing of, I think, great one on punctuation and diction. So that's the difference between being a comma after each one of the phrases.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just don't put the commas in and you got your little headline sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Great, that.
Just fun you can have with Photoshop, isn't it? And a brain. Or half a brain.
You got to understand Photoshop first, don't you?
Well, this is, I'm at the University of YouTube for that.
It's not straightforward though, is it? You Photoshop.
Oh no, yeah, I'm still. I don't even know 1 millionth of it at the moment, you know. But I'm okay. I can do what I want to with it. But when I take courses on Photoshop training school, and everybody else who's pretty good at it, you know, I've got a list of people that I like their tutorials, and every time you learn something. And if you've learned something and then you do it next time without thinking about it, then that means you really have learned it. And I find myself using techniques now, which are so much better. The results are so much better. Instead of destroying color, you can use the color in saturation and on other things, on levels and stuff like that. But I've only just learned that this week.
You can get a BA in Photoshop.
Yeah, you can. I'm sure you can.
For your university degree.
Yeah, it is. It is mind-blowingly cool. But then I'm doing the similar thing now. I use Vegas for videos, and I'm trying to find out how to use Vegas like Photoshop, which I'm getting into 3Ds and stuff like that now. But it's Kipper's son will tell you. The editing side of is just another thing.
You know, he puts the stuff on the screen, and there's just a mass of buttons and things to move and change.
Mm. No, you don't know, but you don't look at it like that. It's like a mixing desk, you know. You know what each button is doing, why it's there. So it's not a mass of buttons. It's just a load of lines, which are this one's this one, and this one is this one, and this one does that.
And that's where memory comes into it, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Rather than having to look up what every button does, you know what it does.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's familiarity in that, you know, using it and using it and using it.
Oh, Michael, you know, you mentioned about that thing in the castle. Is it next weekend, that princesses thing?
Bank holiday Monday.
Bank holiday Monday, is it?
Yeah, week tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because just the other day, Kim's granddaughter just appeared. She looks after her, you know, a couple of times a week, and she just came through the door in a full-on Princess Anna costume, and she was doing the gardening. And I mentioned to Kim that there was this event on, you know, princes and princesses, you know. Whatever. It's a daytime event, I take it, is it?
Yeah, it's between 11 and 4, I think it is.
Yeah.
And I'll be up there. I'll be getting the dragons out.
Excellent.
The dragons?
The dragons, yeah.
Oh, you got some dragon costumes, have you?
They're more puppets, really.
They're more what?
Puppets.
Puppets. All right.
Yeah, but they're about 4 foot long.
Oh, you say that, Mike, and you're like, the other arm is out here somewhere, and you're going, yeah, about that long, you know. You have to come over a bit. You have to come over a bit and show us, you know.
I tried to go back when I did it, Colin, 4 foot long.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah. Are they a bit like Shut and Sweepy as the sweep and what was that? Sooty and Sweep. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that
to be honest, they're more like gremlins, but they're very friendly. So they got moving mouths, so they sort of do things. Yeah.
But with the thing of Sooty and Sweep, I was making a comparison with is that the two puppets. So how do you get the puppets to sort of shout out a bit like Punch and Judy? Punch and Judy, that they're up here, and the voices are coming from the guy down below the box who's throwing his voice, different voices. But Sooty and Sweep, Sweep will be making some noises, and Sooty, but then Sooty would go into the operator's ear, and he would, in theory, tell him what Sweep had just said or done.
Yeah.
And I used to do something like that. When I used to do my circus show, my one man, my backdrop was an effigy of a clown. Well, he came to life in as much as every time I wanted to say something to the kids, I would turn to this character behind me and I would say, yes, yeah, the one at the back is being very noisy, isn't he? Yeah. And I would actually pretend that the clown had just said to me, that one at the back is being very noisy, you know. and it's like, you know, you'd actually project somebody else's what was going on, you know.
And they all had nightmares.
Clown and they have nightmares now. Yeah.
Clown phobia.
Yeah, I was lucky enough because I did face up in my first year or two, and I did it in mime because I was very much Marcel Marceau was my hero, and so when I started doing my circus stuff, I was just in mime. I didn't speak. I just had a white stripe across my eyes, with the blue line around the outside, and I didn't speak. I did everything with some incidental music, you know, playing in the background, giving it a bit of mood. You know, so I'd throw the ball up and catch it on the beat, and I didn't speak until the very end, and then when I started speaking and the show started going in a different direction, I didn't wear a clown's face as such, but a lot of the mums would say to me about the kids, or actually they book a clown for the kids' party, but they actually don't like clowns. So I used to have an easier time. I had my colourful costume on, but I think maybe my face was scary enough anyway, you know, just with my facial appendage, and you know, yeah, but you know, but I never actually white faced up, you know, and did the red nose and everything, you know. But it's a funny phobia that about you know, with clowns, because even though the clowns are trying to be jolly little characters appealing to the children, well, a lot of them get it, but every now and then you do get some children who literally shut down and they freak. You know?
You know, I've always thought clowns are nasty.
What?
I've always thought nasty clowns. I've
Yeah.
never seen them as cute or friendly. I always think they're nasty.
I've never seen that myself. I got to admit.
Yeah. It's just a big nose and a big mouth and that smile.
They're nice people. I work with them in Billy Smarts.
I went out with a couple of them.
We've all had a few in our life, haven't we?
Gary?
The things I would get away with mine when I was doing my show, like for instance, I remember doing one in the it was in the Black Boy in Calais, and I'm doing this kid's party in the afternoon, and I've set them up in a ring, and I'm going through my routine. So the kids are in front of me, and the mums are sitting behind, and there's this one little boy, and he must have only been about 3, or maybe not even 3, and he kept walking right across the middle of where I was doing my stuff. So I made some jokes, you know. I said, "Hey, are you on next? You know, are you what sort of trick are you doing?" You know, I'm talking to the little boy, but I'm actually talking to the parents. And so this little boy comes striding across one more time. I said, "Right, I got an idea here." And I then approached the boy, and I grabbed him by the collars of his jacket, lifted him up in front of me, and right by the side, there was a coat hanging situation. So I just placed him on the coat hanger, and I knew he was secured in his coat, and I knew that the hood of his jacket was firm. So I briefly hung him there, and I was very in control, but I stepped away for about a yard or two. I said, "Right, now that's a really good seat to watch the show with. Are you all right there now?" And of course, the parents were sort of a bit, what? But they were they were into the humor of it. And then I didn't leave him there for any length of time. I just went back and pulled him down and hoped that the mum would get the message a bit. Because I used to say, now I think, did it say clown on the front of my head, or did it say childminder? I'm a bit mixed up here. So that was my kind of way of saying to the parents who thought I was there just to look after the kids while they went and had a gas and a pint and a game of bingo. No. The idea is you enjoy the kids having fun. You sit next to them and you actually be part of it all. Don't just piss off and say, "There we are, go and sit at the front of the clown now because we're paying him to look after you." I thought, no, you're not. You'll pay me to entertain him. But I do need you to be on my side, you know.
of course, you'd be demoted from a clown for doing that now these days, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Child abuse, isn't it?
It'd be declared.
Yeah.
Bankrupt.
If you use masking tape is the best, actually.
No gaffer. Get serious.
Gaffer tape, yeah, gaffer tape.
It is, but there's a very real problem about children not behaving and will not be told what to do now.
Yeah.
You know, it can be quite difficult with some of them.
A lot of them, I would get them on my side, and if there was a couple of kids, and to be honest, some of the parents would say, I would try and find out in the first place, right? If it's whoever's party it is, the kids' party, I would try and find out, are they into this, or are they not? You know, oh yeah, they like to see it all enjoying, but don't pick them to do the tricks. And I'd say fine, and I'd sense that sometimes. I would actually sense where they were among where the other kids were sitting, and just because it's his party, but he doesn't particularly want you to involve him. So I'd sense that, and I'd end up then sort of using the other kids. But slowly, after a while, the one whose party it was, and had been sitting back out of it all, would see the other kids having a bit of fun, doing what they were doing with me. And in the end, they would then actually, come forward and be involved. I would never force them, you know, let them want to come and sort of join in with the fun, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go in a minute, guys.
Yeah, me.
I have to leave you all to it.
And I'm
Should we call it a day now and we can all do our waving?
Yeah, fab.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
See you all next week.
See you next
Thanks, guys. Good to catch up.
That's all for now,
Only
folks.
next weekend is bank holiday. We're all going to be here, or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, might be.
You look in. All right.
I'm going to be here, so yeah, okay.
For me,
Same as normal.
every day's a bank holiday.
I wish, yeah.
When,
Okay, guys.
when banks used to give their staff a day off.
Yeah.
That's what it...
Do they have staff now?
There's no more banks anymore, so, you know.
Yeah, what's a bank?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't they got any staff anymore? They just got telly machines, haven't they?
Yeah, they tell you to... Do you do online banking? Even when you manage to get into a bank, they encourage you not to come into the bank.
Yeah.
Well, RBS have only got one bank in Swansea, and that's up in Landsamler.
Yeah.
I don't go there very often. In fact, I don't think I've ever been there.
Times for bank robbers.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no cash around now, is there? Nobody gets cash.
You just go and rob a thousand plastic cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Good,
go off,
okay,
guys.
Okay, boys.
Have a good week. Take care. All the best, boys.
Take it easy.
Bye now.
That was a nice evening with the Silver Surfers. Yeah, enjoyed that. So don't forget to subscribe and do all those nice groovy things. And if you subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notifications of all new Silver Surfers. So we'll see you next time. Bye. What's this thing on my head? Fucking hell. I don't get psychedelic or